On the 15th of April, 1943, at 25 feet over Thunderbolt coast, Captain Hermann Keller off Germany's Jagajesh Water 26, dared a ton familiar silhouettes approach. Shing from the west, they were enormous single-engine fighters, unlike anything in high aircraft recognition charts. Combat reports preserve, and the German Federal Military Archives record. This moment has the Luftwaffe's first combat encounter with the Republic -47 Thunderbolt. The heavy fighter sweary operating at altitudes American aircraft had never previously reached. An estimated 12 aircraft formation nabos event the centimeters. What Keller witnessed next would haunt German fighter pilots for the remainder of the war. The lead American aircraft suddenly erupted in what appeared to be continuous wall of muzzle flashes. Not the familiar bursts from 4 or 6 machine guns, but the synchronized fire of the heavy caliber guns. It created a concentration of destruction known in German air combat doctrine. Keller's swingman, flying a Fock, Wolf 100 danity, absorbed approximately 40 hits in less than 2 seconds. The aircraft did not explode or burn. It disintegrated. Concentrate impacts from .50 caliber armor, piercing incendiary rounds turneted into occlude of aluminum fragments. Major Donald Blake Sleoff, the 4th Fighter Group just achieved the THEP-47's first confirmed aerial victory, introducing the German Luftwaffe to the American philosophy of air power. The Republic -47 Thunderbolt carried 8 Browning 2.50 caliber machine guns, each fired 800 rounds per minute. Together, they delivered 6,400 rounds per minute, over 100 rounds per second. Each gun carried 350 rounds. Acing LEP -47 could sustain thighs, level of destructive fire for nearly 33 seconds. The mathematics of air combat had fundamentally changed. This shock represented a collision between opposing design philosophies. At the start of the war, the Luftwaffe firmly believed that cannon armament represented the future. Their standard fighter weapon, the 20mm M-105th, Unit 20ths, fired explosive shells capable of destroying an aircraft with just 8 wits. German pilots were trained extensively in deflection shooting prided themselves on precision, and ding a fight with only or top perfectly placed rounds. Majorg Fintheral, who would later become Germany's 3rd highest scoring ace, explained that German V when post-war reviews. We believed machinigan were obsolete. Cannons represented the evolution of fighter weapons. As skilled pilot only, Oedipus a high explosive shell accurately. Air combat was an art of precision. The American approach applied an industrial warfare philosophy to aerial combat. THEP-47 sate, gun battery did not rely on pilot marks, menship for precise hits. Instead, it created a saturation kill zone. A typical engagement ranges off 100 to 300 yards. The converging bullet streams form a delethal rectangle. Row light, feet high hand well feet wide. No aircraft entering that zone could survive. Colonel Roberts Johnson of the 56th Fighter Group, who scored 27 victories flying THEP-47, described the American mindset. We weren't trying to perform surgical shots. We delivering overwhelming firepower. Every trigger pull was meant to guarantee destruction. Through volume, no precision. Statistics reveal the contrast. AP-47 carry it with a sand 800 rounds of ammunition. 8 guns, 350 rounds each. Each .50 caliber armor. Piercing incendiary round weighed on 0.7 ounces. In a typical 15-second burst, AP-47 could fire more than the SAN 600 rounds, projecting only 7 pounds of metal and incendiary compound. By comparison, AP-100 Nina carry, den 50 rounds for its inlet 20mm cannon and 300 rounds for a Chofitz-Wo 13mm machine guns. The disparate in sustained firepower was stark. A German fighter could maintain cannon, fire 4 and 607s before exhaust jits ammunition. AP-47 could unleash repeated devastating bursts through a ton engagement and still retain ammunition for multiple encounters. The first major engagement between -47 and German fighters actually occurred on the 10th of March, 1943, when the 4th Fighter Group flew the aircraft's first combat mission over France. Radio failures caused the mission to fail completely, and no contact was made. The Germans had narrowly avoided disaster. Without realizing it, what German pilot had not anticipated was that THEP-47 was specified altitude dominance. Its massive Pratt & Whitney air negative, with a sand Thunder double wasp engine, combined with an extremely complex turbo supercharger system, produced at with a sand 300 horsepower Talta. To its Wergerman engine struggled, at 25 feet. The operating altitude of negative is 17 bomber formations. THEP-7 outperformed every German fighter. Luftwaffe doctrine emphasized combat below 20,000 feet, where the aircraft perform at best, even with -50 water, methanol injection. The Daimler, Benz 605E engine IFEB, 400 Nina could not sustain power at extreme altitude. Thelathalf, 100 Dananitibeka, Maisluggy Shabovet 20,000 feet. Majaregen Meyer, Kommanderofiate, Fajay Jutuan pioneer of head. On-bomber interception tactics, routine his tactical assessments. Above 7,500 meters. That head vantage belongs Centaur Lito Thunderbolt. They maneuver freely while controls. Feel frozen. They tack from above with impunity. Unleash terrifying firepower. Then climb back to safe time before we can react. By the summer of 1943, Republic Aviation's production capacitist in German intelligence, when accurate figures finally reached Berlin, the Farmingdale factory, along with the new facility in Evansville, Indiana, had achieved production rate tests that seemed impossible. At peak output, Republic produced 8 Thunderdan 4-4-7s per month, 28 aircraft per Tony. The Evansville plant alone would ultimately build 6 to 4 Thunderbolts. Germany's total monthly fighter output peaked in September 1944 at 27 an aircraft, spread across multiple designs. Republic's output a single model nearly half of Germany's Centaur fighter production. In effect, no American can match the fighter. Building capacity off the German Reich. Colonel Joseph Pips Priller, commander of JG-26, initially dismissed reports of American production as defeatist propaganda. After encounter in Jever, Largerb -4-7 formation. Sin in 1843, here visited the airports and notated. If anything, these numbers appear conservative. Where facing industrial warfare on a scale we never imagined. The production gap extended beyond numbers. Each -47 consisted 17,000 individual parts assembled using mass production efficiency. The cost of its site Browning. 2 Machinegans alone exceeded the top many complete German fighters. Yet the United States built 15,600 I-6-47s during the war. On the 17th of August 1943, during the first swine fur trade, German pilots fully grasped at Thunderbolt's capabilities. This was the -47's first mission housing drop tanks, allowing deep escort into Germany. J3 Han JG-20 expected. The escort stoden back at Thyrusual range limits. Instead, they encountered at 200 Dan 4 Tai, Lie score T-4 Tai Sevens. Concentrated Thunderbolt fire shattered German formations. Oberfeld Webel Wilhelm Ferdinand Landolf, JG-26 reported. The Thunderbolt's Machinegans don't merely damage aircraft, they make them come apart. We watched experienced pilots vanish into clouds of fragments, with no chance to bail out. The psychological effect was immediate. German pilots accustomed cautious tactics suddenly faced enemy Thatchender, traditional dogfighting obsolete. -47 pilots did not need to maneuver into firing position. They simply pointed, the nose hand destroy targets through fire saturation. They perfected tactics that maximized that disadvantage. Mosselthily, high altitude D attacks from Thirtithas, and feet at nearly 500 miles per hour, firing concentrated bursts before climbing back to safety. German pilots call these attacks death from above. Energy. Management mathematics overwhelmingly favor. Thep -47. A Thunderbolt diving from 30,000 to 15,000 feet gain an Akinetesnerge. Jaito climb back to 25. Vithasin feet without full power. Thep -47's weight. Initially seen as a disadvantage, became an asset. At 14,000 pounds loaded. 8 accelerate Tadfrin dives than a German fighter. German pilots attempting to escape B diving discovered that Thep -47 coup d'azali follow and deliver devastating fire during pursuit. The Thunderbolt's ammunition capacity became a psychological weapon. With 350 rounds per gun, American pilots enjoy a tactical flexibility German pilots could not imagine. They could fire ranging bursts, correct aim, and engage a multiple enemies in a single sortie. German pilots, with only 150 taut, 200 cannon rounds, lived in constant ammunition anxiety. Every missed shot was to irreplaceable sources. Americans fought in abundance. Germans fought in scarcity. Behind this disparity lay staggering production statistics. The Lakesity Army ammunition plant in Missouri alone produced approximately 6.5 billion, .5 VO caliber rounds during the war. Inato supply verip negative, 47 Vever built with over 400,000 rounds. The 6th of June, 1944, offered the ultimate demonstration of Thunderbolt dominance. The Luftwaffe flew just 319 sorties over Normandy that day. The Usnant Air Force alone flew over Twethasand. German pilots arriving over Thiebechessen countered overwhelming numbers of American fighters. The odds sexy at 22. When combat occurred, they face a concentrated firepower that made traditional dogfighting impossible. The Luftwaffe lost 35 aircraft and Day P-47s claimed at 27 of them. A saw ground attacker craft. The Thunderbolt to no third dimension of trauma, loaded with bomb sand rockets, P-47s, destroy German reinforcements, Butet Wastre Fingattack stat inspire terror. A single pass could annihilate an entire vehicle column, piercing Garmore, destroying engines, and killing personnel, with ruthless efficiency. By Lat 1944. The Luftwaffe fast collapse. New pilots arrived at combat units, with thus Litlis and flight horse, fussing American pilots with over 200 horse of combat experience. Technical inferiority combined with catastrophic training deficiencies produced slaughter rather than combat. Veteran instructors reported entered training. Classes wiped out during their first encounter with Thunderbolts. Statistics revealed the scale of disaster. German pilots trained after June 1944 had survival rates below 15% after 5 missions, and under 10% against P-47s. On the 1st of January, 1945, Operation Bodenplatte demonstrated the final reversal of air superiority. Despite initial surprise, retreating German fighters swear intercepted P-47s launching from rear bases. German losses totaled to 7 Tyone aircraft and 43 pilots killed. American losses, 16 aircraft. Even the introduction of them at WWII to jet provided only temporary air relief. While a faster in level flight, jets were vulnerable during takeoff and landing. -47 pilot shunted them the airfields, destroying them with SM-8 gun firepower. Final production statistics told the full story. Republic built 15 Saison 600 died to 6-47s. All carried diet machine guns, requiring gun 125 Vithis on 400 diet guns total. American factories produced over 12 billion .50 caliber rounds. Germany produced Strelither T-3000 fighter stowed, out between 1939-1945. Often with partial ammunition loads due to shortages. By 1945, fuel shortages limited German sorties to 15, fate 20 minutes. P-47 Scoot Fly 2, or missions. The psychological Talbecca collective trauma. Luftwaffe actors recorded Thunderbolt neurosis, involuntary stress reaction. Stow sounds resembling shade synchronized machine guns. Veteran pilots sat up. Det survival tactics. Avoiding combatable 20,000. V10 disengaging immediate pawn sighting. P-47s. These weren't tactics stolen. But who survive? Majorg feint the role. Who survived war with 275 victories, summarized it at best. We learn to respect not just the aircraft, but the philosophy it represented. General Adolf Galland wrote. That -47 sight guns declared that America would win through excess, no deficiency. Every burst said, where so wealth I waken wast munition to destroy you. The Thunderbolt did not merely shoot down our aircraft. It destroyed an entire combat philosophy. German pilots centered the war believing in skill, precision, and quality. They learned, through brutal experience, that modern war belonged to nations capable of producing overwhelming firepower at industrial scale. The 8 guns of that -47 Thunderbolt were not just weapons. They were the sound of the future. An industrial machine procession, jits enemy sat over 100 rounds per second, and in that converging stream of bullets slay the terrestrial of the Second World War.